This is going to be the keynote speech, and we would like to invite Mr. Hiroshi Nakaso, Chairman of FinCity Tokyo, to discuss the significance of showcasing emerging managers. Please join me in giving him a big round of applause. Thank you for your introduction. I'm Nakaso. Good morning, everyone. Well, thank you very much for gathering for this auspicious event. This is the 7th event focusing on emerging managers, and this is TAMF, the 7th TAMF, Tokyo Asset Management Forum. Thank you very much, and welcome you all. Now, this forum has a long history. History dates back to 2017, and this event had been hosted by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government even before the establishment of FinCity Tokyo. 2017 was a year of International Financial City Tokyo vision. Vision was launched in that year, and since then, Tokyo Metropolitan Government has been focusing on promoting EMs, and there has been a growing interest since then. Since then, 7 years have passed. Honestly speaking, looking back on the history, nothing much has happened for many years, though we've tried to promote EM, so that was a source of my frustration, to be honest with you. But now, at last, we are approaching an inflection point, so to speak. The government, back in December last year, announced a plan for an asset management-oriented nation. And as a part of asset management reform, EM promotion program, or Japanese iteration of EMP, was included as a part of its policy. So today, I would like to talk about the plan because I was a member of the subcommittee on asset management oriented nation, and I did submit my own opinions, and I would like to talk about the content of the Japanese iteration of EMP to serve as the basis for our discussion to follow today. Now, let me start with this chart. This actually was a slide that I used during our deliberations at the subcommittee, and I would like to point out the 3 points that I would like to emphasize. First, what are the roles that are expected of EMs? Looking at the cases outside Japan, generally speaking, EMs have high asset management capabilities. However, the AUMs tends to be limited, and the track record tends to be shorter. So, alpha-oriented managers, asset managers, that was my definition of EMs during the course of our discussion at the subcommittee. Having said that, what is the difference between VC and EMs? In the case of VCs, bottom left, the solid line, VC. So they help firms from the start of the business to listing. In contrast, EMs, emerging managers, are doing what are in the red dotted line. After IPO, the EMs are to support post-listing growth, and if necessary, going private can be an option to bring more mature companies to be back on growth track. The second point I emphasized was the situation that we face in Japan. Where are we in Japan? In Japan, we do have venture capitals up until the company goes public. However, they are still the company's market cap is still small. Firms are often listed with a small market capitalization. I showed some numbers back. To be more specific, in the first half of 2023, growth market IPO median, it's 14.3 billion yen in the first half, and Nasdaq US market cap median 1.3 billion. That's 200 billion yen in Japanese yen. That's so in Japan the number is very small, and in Japan, large institutional investors in Japan seldom invest in market cap companies that are less than 200 billion. So small and mid cap companies with less liquidity, despite growth prospects, could be left behind. And as a result, corporate value of these smaller firms will struggle in trying to grow after listing. So those are the challenges that we face, and EMs, emerging managers, could play a bigger role in rectifying the situation. However, EMs have not been giving opportunities in Japan. That is why we have yet to see growth of EMs in Japan. So those were some of the realities that I explained during the course of our deliberations at the subcommittee. And the third point that I emphasize that is that given the reality, in order to secure capital, there is a need for emerging manager program in Japan. I emphasize that there is a strong need for Japanese situation, EMP. EM is there to provide growth capital. By providing growth capital, EMs could support the Japanese economic growth. And that is a particular point that I emphasize. And this page shows the plan for an asset management-oriented nation, and there, what's the plan for reforming asset management business, governance, asset management capability enhancement, and inviting new entrants and enhancing competition in the market. Those are the two pillars. To promote new entrants, bringing down entry barriers, establishing special zones. In addition, a Japanese iteration of EMP finds its position in the plan. In terms of policies, based on the recommendation by the subcommittee at the bottom of this page, you will see what's in red. Those are the policies, specific policies to first, for asset owners such as pension funds, come up with a set of principles. And in summer of this year, asset owner principles will be announced as the plan, and enhancing return. Asset EMs should be a part of an initiative to enhance returns, and encourage financial institutions such as banks to utilize actively EMs. Third, EMs should not be excluded only because of the short track record. Fourth, inclusive of data, entry list showing the track record of EMs should be produced by public-private partnerships so that people can easily compare amongst EMs. And the last point is allowing outsourcing of middle and back office by EM so that they can concentrate on asset management. So those are the policies that are discussed in the plan. And these policies do mostly cover what we have recommended to the government, advised the government. So I sincerely hope that these measures will be promptly executed, and that is what we plan to do. I think it will be important for us all to be engaged to ensure implementation, and EM Showcase is one of the initiatives to ensure prompt implementation of these policies. One of the programs today is EM Showcase, and during EM Showcase, we want to visualize domestic EMs so that asset owners and others will recognize the importance of EMs. A Japanese iteration of EMP has a policy to produce entry list of EMs, and I think the EM Showcase will be a first step towards the entry list of EMs. During today's showcase, as you can see on this chart, this is a selection committee members, and we did discuss thoroughly before we chose the EMs to be showcased today. And Mr. Ishida, a special advisor of FinCity Tokyo, will be introducing to you the EMs to be showcased. We didn't use the performance as a yardstick. We didn't use how many awards they have received. We've chosen these EMs to be showcased solely based on the asset management philosophy and the potential for generating new market and a contribution in overcoming social and economic challenges in Japan. So these are the EMs that share philosophy with us. So on behalf of the showcase, we will listen to 6 firms, asset managers. We will learn about their philosophy and their history before we get engaged in our exchange of views. I hope that as a growth capital provision channel, the significance of investment chain and what are roles that EMs could play. I hope that we will deepen our understanding of those points during the course of today's event. And with that, I would like to conclude. Let me stop there. Thank you very much for your attention.